before I was so rudely interrupted, I was saying Shanahan's Restaurant, Shanahan's Steakhouse, brings you Woody's World proudly. I'm representing Shanahan's Steakhouse because Sunday nights, and this is still a novel and new idea, same thing, novel idea for Shanahan's, opening on Sunday nights. And they started in football season. They're going to continue it. And to introduce you to Shanahan's, remember, they have the Sunday night dinner, $49 a person. That includes steak or seafood, your choice of a side dish, and dessert. So go to shanahanssteakhouse.com and make a reservation for this Sunday night. I promised you I was going to bring you the solution. So Woody's World today is the solution. I wrote this 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And I wrote this column, and I get a call the next day, and it was snowing, because I walked downtown. I lived pretty close to downtown, and I had to leave and do my ESPN stuff and write a column. And I get this call, and I said, I don't have time to take calls. Coach Bob Knight is calling. You take a call from the Pope or Bob Knight, maybe the president. I don't know. It depends on what side you're on. And so I took the call, and Bob Knight said, Woody, how you doing? And I had met him over the years and hadn't always agreed with him. In fact, he jumped my case one time up in Boulder because he always comes to Colorado and goes hunting and fishing. He loves Colorado for those reasons. And he said, Woody, you and I haven't always agreed. I once said we all learn how to read and write when we're in the third grade, and we go on to something more important. And that's what he told me about writing. He said, but I agreed totally with it. He said, you and I are the only two people in America that believe that the NCAA tournament should include every Division I team. You and I call it Division I, whatever it's called now. And I had written a column saying, put everybody in. Make everybody happy. And all it would do, if you seeded teams and gave teams buys that were the top teams in the country, it would add another week. Just another week. Well, we love March and we love madness, so you start it and it goes an extra week into April. What would be wrong with not having this discussion? Then we'd find out, and you go, well, that's crazy. There's about 156 Division I teams. Think about it. We put 64 in, so if you added 2 more games, you could have everybody in. Let everybody enjoy the dance. In high school, do you say, only 64 kids that are graduating get to go to the dance? No, you let everybody go to the dance, unless they can't get a date, and then they can come by themselves. There's a couple of guys that came over there that might be, but it's called the big dance. That's the problem in high school. You let everybody come. Did you get invited when you were in high school?
Well, I invited somebody.
Let me get back to it. Never mind. Get back to it. So the idea would be we wouldn't have this discussion. Now, I know that you're out there thinking, well, that's part of the fun, is teams left out, teams at the end, they're seated. You could do it. You could make it a real big dance. That's what you call it, a real big dance, like the sports show. So my suggestion is you let every team in, and then get rid of the NIT. That's the National Irreverent Tournament. It doesn't mean anything. And I'm happy for CSU, and they'll get to go to Madison Square Garden. And that guy that lives in Long Island somewhere, get on the train and go to Madison Square Garden. He'll smell the elephant dung because the circus has been there the week before, and Madison Square Garden, oh, that's meaningful. The players will like it, and it'll be fun. If they make it that far, they should. But why not let every team in the NCAA tournament? I know it sounds unusual, but I'm solutions-oriented. This is the answer. And if Bob Knight and I agree on something, it's got to be the correct answer, don't you think? I'm Woody, and that's my opinion, and that's my world, and you just all live in it.